Is everyone ready? Okay. Time starts now. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As the first speaker of the Conti, we strongly negate today's motion. Now, I'd like to begin with a few definitions. A refugee is a person who flees to a foreign country of power to escape danger or persecution. On balance means with all factors considered. Restrictions means the limit as of how many refugees can enter a country. Our framework for today's debate is whichever team provides the most benefit to both the country receiving the refugee and the refugee in the long term shall win today's debate. Moving on to our first contention. Developed countries have the responsibility to accept refugees. Subpoint A, wars. Wars will call refugees. Most wars are caused by developed countries. Thus, they must take responsibility in the creation of refugees. In 2003, the United States invaded Iraq, directly causing the Iraq War. They should take in all refugees displaced by the war. In other cases, such as the Yemen proxy war, the U.S. indirectly funded arms to Saudi Arabia. This allowed the war to continue, causing more and more refugees. According to the United Nations, there are already 2 million people displaced by the Yemen war. This number will only increase with the war continuing. Our subpoint B, climate change refugees. Global warming, the increasing of global temperatures, have caused people to flee from their homes, and the main contributors to global warming, inevitably, are developed countries. According to The Guardian, from 2006 to 2011, 1.6 million people fled Syria to escape droughts. The United Nations estimate there are 25 million climate change refugees as of 2015. According to SHSID YZ, developed countries around the world contribute to over 64% of the world's carbon emissions. This makes them the most responsible for rising global temperatures, and thus they should take in refugees caused by climate change. We believe that developed countries should pay this responsibility by accepting refugees into their country because this is the best possible solution, and I will explain why later. Our second contention is that on balance, it is better for refugees to resettle in more politically and economically stable developed countries. Subpoint A, developed countries can support refugees better. According to The Economist, after Germany accepted 1 million refugees in a short amount of time, they only experienced a slight GDP decrease of 0.35%. This shows the capability of developed countries to support refugees economically. With more political stability, developed countries can maintain order in refugee populations more easily. Subpoint B, developing countries are already struggling with their own problems. Jordan, a country that has accepted over 2.6 million refugees in the past years, is struggling at a national debt of 95% of its annual GDP. Riots and crimes will also likely occur due to an influx of a large amount of refugees and will also magnify already existing political instabilities. Developing countries are struggling to support their own citizens. How will they be able to manage such a great amount of refugees flooding into their countries? Our third contention is that refugees can bring significant economic benefits. According to 538, relocated refugees can generate over $130,000 in taxes within the first 20 years of their stay. This is $20,000 over the relocation aids and social welfare programs provided by the government to the refugees. According to Danny Bahar, refugees and migrants represent 25% of the United States entrepreneurs, and they create over 1.5 million jobs each year. However, according to Alexander Benson from the Refugee Studies Center at Oxford, the only reason refugees cannot create jobs within the status quo is because of the restrictions that limit their advancements. According to Eurostat estimates, the European population will decline by 3.5 million by 2020. A 3% increase in workforce will generate global gains of 342 billion euros, according to the World Bank. Finally, according to the OECD, 47% of the workforce increase in the United States and 70% of the workforce increase in Europe are caused by migrants and refugees. This all shows how refugees are able to provide significant economic benefits to the countries they resettle. And for all these reasons mentioned above, we are proud to oppose and we strongly urge for a comment. Thank you.
Time starts now. As pro-side, we negate the resolution that refugee restrictions should be permissible in developed countries. Our framework, if we can prove that most refugee restrictions in developed countries can be both legally justified and admission without any restriction is harmful for anyone, then we should definitely win your vote. Contention 1. On principle, developed countries are justified to impose restrictions on refugees. Always right to prioritize citizens, government priority. Each state is obliged to protect and fulfill the rights of only humans who happen to be present within its territory jurisdiction, but not those outside its territory. This limitation does not seem by itself to run up against the liberal demand for the equality of persons. It is instead the means by which equality is to be made remain operational in a world of territorial states. Sovereignty is the power of the country to put restrictions and also a means of supreme control in the territory. The concept of territoriality implies there is a fundamental difference between citizens and others. On this view, the fact that refugees are desperate to enter and have invested a great deal of effort is immaterial as a reason to force the host country to accept them. Accepting refugees without restriction violates the host country's sovereignty by losing the control of their territory and citizens, making the country weaker in control. Why does sovereignty matter? International peace and justice can only be advanced through sovereignty. Without it, the global system will decay to far worse disorder, and the rule of law will weaken within countries. Political ethics Michelle Agnew argues. The society and the country will fall into anarchy. There will be no meaning for the existence of the country. Citizens no longer feel protected in their country. Therefore, we must emerge strong nation-states in our solution of the well-being of their citizens and respectful of the sovereignty of other states. We have a moral duty to care for refugees, but the communitarian side identifies a concurrent obligation to maintain our own society stable and well-governed. Freedom of association. People have the right to decide who joins their community. This right outweighs individual concerns about freedom of movement. Self-determination is important for both individuals and group of citizens because their choice reflects their basic interest. Refugee restriction also justified within the bounds of international law. Resettlement of refugees is not obligatory under international or domestic law, while the obligation not to return people to persecution in their home countries is most important provision of 1951 continued to now Refugee Convention. Once a refugee reaches the first country of asylum, third countries do not have an obligation to provide onward immigration. Contention 2. Admission without restriction is harmful to both the receiving country and the refugees. To the refugees, low-skilled immigrants will find it difficult to integrate into the European labor market and increase competition to the local low-skilled workers. The recent refugee conquest have been large homogenous. Young, low-skilled men account for more than a third of arrivals, over 2014 to 17 in the EU. They're already an economically vulnerable group. This young, low-skilled workers face high unemployment rates in the EU. All these challenges can further increase the refugees' vulnerability and fuel negative sentiments, making their lives more difficult and also the lives of local low-skilled workers. However, it's the local workers that we need to prioritize. Social backlash. Not only to the refugees, but also to the host country, their citizens, and the society may exclude foreign refugees. This is because of the differentiation in the culture and high competition over the welfare from the government. To the European people, they maintain a bias toward developing countries' people and imagine them to be cruel and disease-carrying. Even if the government could rehabilitate all terrorism and promise that the diseases will be cured, the citizens will still feel that their safety isn't ensured, eventually boycotting and protesting the country. For example, Germany, they admit Syrian refugees without restriction, but thousands were still showing refuge day. German citizens were protesting in the streets, and the government eventually reversed its decision and imposed some restrictions. Furthermore, after the refugees take a share of the country's welfare, citizens will feel even more unfair and eventually result in activity like Brexit. Also electing Donald Trump, who just declared that America will stop admitting the refugees in 2018. To make sure citizens' interests are prioritized, action will eventually bring negative impact to the economy of the country. For the reason about Republican vote. Thank you.
So I believe I should begin with my first question. So in your first speech, you stated that when refugees come into the countries will fall into anarchy. Can you please explain or elaborate why this is the case?
I did not say that directly. I said that when the refugees were forced, when the developed countries are forced to accept refugees, they lost their sovereignty. And when a country lost their sovereignty, they will eventually fall into anarchy because their government system no longer works.
First of all, I would like to point out that this is a slippery slope. You can't say that because these refugees are going in, that in the end it will cause a giant chain reaction and causes the country to fall into anarchy. So I believe that this point does not stand. Moving on.
The main issue of this problem is not that the refugees are coming in, it's because the country, they lost their freedom and their sovereignty and control who comes into their territory. And I'll ask another question. This is not about which country is accepting more and not because everyone is given the choice. Citizens pay taxes and refugees don't, so they deserve the right to demand priority and protection from the government. Why should this also apply to refugees?
First of all, I would like to say that refugees also pay taxes. As we have already mentioned in our third contention, refugees pay, in the first 20 years of this day, they can pay $130,000 worth of taxes.
However, when the refugees just came from their country for war, they don't even have a penny. How do they pay?
Well, and at first they might not be able to pay, but our framework is on the long term. In the future, these refugees will be able to find a job and they will be able to compensate for what the country gave them in the first place, and they will be able to do so through taxes.
However, we cannot ensure that the refugees will definitely get a job.
Can you please provide statistics of how refugees will...
Because the economic benefit you get from refugees are not guaranteed. It takes a long time before you ensure refugees are employed, and some of them even go back to their home countries when the war ends. Why is it fair that the countries spend resources on the refugees?
Well, first of all, we have provided statistics that refugees create jobs. When refugees create jobs, they will likely be employed. We have provided statistics that refugees will be able to get jobs in developed countries.
But it's not in every developed countries, maybe 1 or 2 countries that the refugees are able to develop in. However, most of the refugees from the developed countries, they're low skilled and they're not suitable for the developed countries.
Okay, I'm moving to this my question now.
Okay, sure.
So, do you realize that now social backlash, or people are feeling the resentment against refugees are decreasing? For example, in Germany, 65% of the people voted to accept refugees into the country.
It may be decreasing, but it still is existing. And there are many severe situations happening in the refugee camps, and people are treating the refugees not fair. It will take a process for the refugees, and probably generations, for the refugees to continue to not have any backlash at all.
Follow up. As we have stated in our framework that we would... Can I finish my response?
Yeah.
We have stated that our framework is on the long term. So in the future, these refugees, these people will learn to accept these refugees. So we believe that we still win on this point.
So everyone's ready? That's ready? Things ready? Time starts now. So, as a content speaker, we'll tell you what the opponents are wrong in all ways, and we'll prove to you why. So basically, we first have to say this argument on sovereignty, right? Basically, control over a country. First off, developed countries are not completely losing sovereignty. This motion only states that developed countries are not allowed to limit the amount of types of refugees coming in. Now, how developed countries may all their borders and allow anyone to go into the country. Having refugee in countries does not make the country suddenly become unable to sever themselves. The countries are now opening their borders so that everyone can come home into the country, but rather than allowing refugees to enter the border legally. Opponents do not explain the correlation in opening borders for refugees and the result of anarchy, and it's completely based on assumptions. Second would be that the impacts are little, right? We feel that losing sovereignty is a little impact that they are developed countries. But they have better everything, they have better political structure, better economic structure. However, compared to developing countries, sovereignty is more important for developing countries. Right? We believe that the developing countries, they're suffering the same fate if you allow restrictions. They're suffering the same fate as these developing countries, as the opponent will have stated, how they're losing their sovereignty, right? That the developing countries are more important stakeholder in this case scenario. See, even if we assume all Pakistan, morality and responsibility still outweighs sovereignty. The countries are simply responsible for these problems. They're world leaders, they have caused these problems. And on balance, it's simply their moral obligation, which in this case, obligation is not going to be debatable. It's simply what governments have to fulfill, no matter under what condition. So basically, that is our response, and we believe we won on that point, sorry. Second, they have pointed this obligation to private citizens. So this is first wrong because government has to take up their responsibility on the problems they cause, right? Their responsibility is that they're the leaders of worlds and they have caused these problems of these developing countries. Because of this, they have to have this moral obligation to fulfill these this moral obligation to help these refugees. Second, that this is simply based on assumptions, right? The assumption that these refugees are harmful. Our argument tells you that refugees brings more resources than benefits. More resources than benefits. Refugees bring $20,000 more than the amount they use. So the opponents claim on these resources because that. See, this is wrong because it's not mutually exclusive. They failed to prove that it is impossible to prioritize while not having restrictions. This is why they lost on this point. Third, they have come up with the point on cannot integrate, and it's social backlash. So A would be that social backlash is not the issue. According to The Guardian, Germany has 65% majority supporting policy of no restrictions for refugees. Germany citizens say that closing the border, it cannot fully help refugees. In fact, we tell you that there's a 30% decrease in tax on refugees. B, developed countries treat refugees better than developed countries. In developed countries, most people are more educated. They were taught that discrimination is wrong. In developed countries, citizens will be unsatisfied due to refugees using resources, even with their current shortage of resources as developed countries. So C, judges, even if you don't buy our previous quotes, we tell you that the situation will apply anywhere, right? With restrictions or without restrictions. Therefore, opponents fail to prove the uniqueness of the situation. And D, at last, assuming all the impacts stand, developed countries have an easier way of solving these impacts. As mentioned before, people are generally more educated and understand the situations of refugees. Therefore, it's easier to solve. The countries also have the ability to have these social integration programs, like in Turkey, where they're providing education and helping them to get used to jobs for these Syrian refugees, right? But we tell you that because of all the reasons above, all the opponents showcase do not stand. It's complete nonsense to say that the impacts will stand, and it's completely illogical, right? Now I'd like to expand on our arguments. We have first stated this argument. We have first stated this argument on how it's their own obligation. We say that because countries are leaders. Countries are leaders in this goal. These countries, these developed countries, they have this moral obligation because they have caused this problem and they are leading this role. They need to solve these problems. This is why we have one debate, and this is why we strongly oppose it.
Everyone ready? My time starts now. So first of all, the Convent Conventions. So first of all, they said the countries have the responsibility to take all of these refugees. However, this is untrue because not every refugees are called in developed countries. First, there may be geographical reasons that there are some countries that are suffering because of the weather and the lack of food. So you can't blame everything on the developed countries. Second, the country cannot blame this problem to developed countries. They need to blame on the leadership of the refugees' homeland. If it's not the leadership's fault, so why these countries are actually joined with other countries' wars? And third, even if these developed countries are responsible to take care of these refugees, they managed support for them. For example, the Congo was an example of how Saudi Arabia attacked Yemen, and also U.S. had the oil supply from Saudi Arabia. However, the U.S. actually paid back of this. They are willing to stop the oil producers from Saudi Arabia, even though it will negatively affect the U.S. economy. Second, they talk about how importance of helping refugees and humanitarian. Arguments about the importance of helping refugees not apply when there are enormous numbers of refugees. According to Michael Walzer, philosopher of the spheres of justice, since ideological affinity is a matter of mutual recognition, there's a lot of room here for political choice, and thus for exclusion as well as permission. Hence, it might be said that the argument doesn't reach the desperation of the refugee, nor does it suggest any way of dealing with this with vast number of refugees generated by 20th century politics. On the other hand, everyone must have a place to live and a place where a reasonable, secure life is possible. On the other hand, this is not a right that can be enforced against particular host states. Also, third, they tell about economy. However, also in our conservative speech, we're to prove you that low-skilled refugees will actually find it difficult to integrate it into Europe labor market. Many refugees cohorts were young, low-skilled men. The 2014-17 law is seasonal relative to the population of a specific group. Two challenges with the such concentrated inflow. First, young, low-skilled men are already economically vulnerable group. Higher competition for jobs can further increase the vulnerability and fuel negative sentiments. Second, the labor market sectors are relevant to many refugees that are already faced uncertain labor demand due to the import competition and continuing technological change. This changes the prospect of the integration of refugees. And also, they say that they want to protect as much as refugee as possible. However, as we said that, so the concept might be considered of how we're going to put these low-skilled refugees. And now we're going to tell you how we solve this problem. So first of all, we're actually going to put these refugees in developing countries. So why developing countries actually need these low-skilled refugees? Because developing country is developing. That means they need more workers to work for them and then to provide more economic benefits and other things to developing countries. However, on the other hand, developed countries cannot produce this. So as we said, there are already international backlash. So social backlash. The social backlash actually refers to like because the refugees have different languages and different skin colors, that means that they're actually very hard to go into the community, and that means they will cause them problems. And on the other hand, those low-skilled workers, if they cannot find a job to fill in the gap, that means that they're only taking the welfare from the government, and they're actually doing nothing for developed countries. Also, in the crossfire, the team actually mentioned they actually pay taxes. However, just think about it. How will these refugees actually pay taxes since they're already poor and starving in their homelands? So how can they actually pay taxes? And also, as our framework already said that we want to prove the justice of when the most refugee restriction in developed countries can be both legally justified, and the mission without any restriction is harmful for everyone, then we should definitely win your vote. And however, compared to their framework is the benefit to the country and in the long term. However, they didn't prove that how long term will affect since we told that refugees cannot pay taxes. Therefore, we're proud to propose. Thank you.
Yes.
Time starts now.
So I'll start with a question. So you do realize that the tax you pay is related to your income, right? Directly proportional.
Sorry, can we state it?
The tax you pay is directly proportional to your income. You do realize that, right? So refugees have to have an income to pay taxes.
Yeah.
So then what is the point I'm trying to make?
So I'm saying that those refugees, because the low-skilled refugees, they cannot pay the taxes, and actually all the refugees cannot pay taxes. That means if we're going to let those low-skilled refugees into our country, that they cannot even benefit the economy.
Then taxes are directly related to your income. So therefore they have an income.
So because they don't have income, so they're not going to pay taxes. So why are we having them? And then they are actually negatively affecting our economy, and therefore I think it's my question time. So Germany actually tried a policy that made Syrian refugees without restrictions, but thousands were showing up each day, and the German citizens were protesting on the streets. And the government eventually reversed its decision and imposed some restrictions. Are you saying that Germany should have tolerated the growing protests and anger from their own citizens?
Keep your question more concise in one sentence or two.
So Germany tried a policy of taking as much refugees as possible into their country. However, there are thousands of refugees showing up each day, and then the German citizens are actually protesting on the streets. So are you saying that Germany should have tolerated the growing protests and anger from their own citizens?
No, we believe that these citizens who believe that who are discrimination, have discrimination towards refugees, right? That there's honest part of these citizens. But however, you should provide these citizens. However, these citizens, governments should respect their citizens, yes. However, they should respect just solve their problems that they have caused first.
So are you saying?
My question now, excuse me. Yes. So, would you think that it's easier for a developed country to guarantee human rights of a refugee or a developed country?
Can we say that?
Well, do you think it's easier for a developed country to guarantee the human rights of a refugee or a developed country?
Is developing countries or developed countries?
I said, is it easier for developing countries to guarantee the human rights of refugees, or is it easier for developed countries to do so?
Well, I cannot say that we are going to actually choose one of these, because I don't understand what's the point of asking this a question of the
Sorry, you're not really
developing
answering my question. Can you answer my question?
Yes, so we're not actually choosing any one of them because we don't see any
No, I'm not saying that you choose. I'm letting you say which is more beneficial.
refugees.
No, I'm saying, is a developed country more beneficial towards refugees or a developing country?
Well, developed countries is beneficial for most of the high school refugees, but however, developing countries, they actually beneficial for those low skill refugees. So I believe it's my question time. So Luxembourg is a developed country but small. The population is less than 1/2 million. Yet there are 65 million refugees. If say 5 million Syrians want to move to Luxembourg, do you think they should be forced to say yes?
I believe refugees are human, so they have common sense. They're not going to all crowd into this small space that they will not be able to live properly, right? They still have common sense. It's not like because they're refugees and educated, rather than uneducated. That's why they don't have common sense, right?
Can we call for a minute of prep time? starts now. As the third speaker of the con team, I would like to summarize today's debate by connecting back to our framework. Now, first of all, as our opponents, to our first contention of responsibility of developed countries, we believe we still win on this point because we have proven to you that all countries share all developed countries share a part of responsibility of creating refugees because they contribute to climate change, which, according to the United Nations, is climate change refugees consist of 25 million people. Now, moving on to the second class point of integration within jobs. Our opponents say that in developed countries, refugees are not able to integrate because there is discrimination. However, we have proved to you from evidence from The Guardian that since 2017, Germany, a developed country, the people have been 65% of the people have been supporting these refugees to come in. This means that on the long term, as stated in our framework, people will eventually be able to accept these refugees. And on the long term, these refugees will be able to provide economic benefits as stated with specific evidence from us in the long term. Our opponents have not successfully rebutted our point of economic benefits. They only stated that it will be hard for these refugees to find jobs. However, we have stated with evidence that these refugees will be able to find jobs because they are paying income tax, because they are entrepreneurs, that they will be creating 1.5 million jobs each year. And so for all these reasons above, we are proud to oppose the strong order for a contract. Thank you.
Now, I'm going to introduce two main clashes in this debate. The con told you that developed countries have responsibility to take care of the refugees because that they started wars. However, their conditions are outdated. They seem to live in the past. They're still addressing the colonization period. However, me and my partner has already told you that only a small percentage of refugees are caused by the developed nations. And the developed nations have already taken more refugees than they cost. But even if they didn't, it's their leaders' choices to colonize other countries and start wars. Why should their citizens care or even make up for their mistake that's not even theirs? Khan's contentions are completely off the topic, while we told you that each state is obliged to protect and fulfill the rights of only humans who happen to be present within its territorial jurisdiction, but not those outside its territory. And when citizens' interests aren't prioritized, actions like electing Donald Trump and Brexit will eventually bring negative impacts to the economy of the country. Our side is definitely stronger and we definitely won the clash, and they never addressed our issues. Second clash, the con